Good morning. Full disclosure, I have been going through it this morning, trying to get my setup here working, and I'm not 100% certain this is. What's up, I Love Lant? Thanks for being a member, man. Appreciate you. Uh, I'm okay. Hold on, let me turn my mic down just a little bit. Uh, I've been okay. I've been better. I spent the last 2 hours trying to troubleshoot my fucking nightmare of a technical difficulty morning. Let me just adjust my. Hello, hello. Test, 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 test. Yeah, that's good. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing. 1 2 3 1 2 3. There we go. I think that's pretty good. You guys let me know if the audio's terribly off. What CPU do I use? You mean for the computer that seems to have gotten bricked this morning? Sounds better now. Okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know if I'm all out of whack this morning. It is bottom. Yeah, just terminal. It is bottom indeed. And you can check out the link for that here. Or maybe not. Stream Element's not here yet. Commands. There we go. So maybe I bottom? Did I do it like that? I thought I added a link for it. Maybe I didn't. Oh, your previous. Yeah. Okay. I honestly don't know. I'd have to look it up. Let me do that really quick. Let me pin a message really quick too. Good morning. I'm going to attempt to try and write some code using Go. I've had some technical difficulties this morning, so if I dip out, that's why. I tried to configure NeoVim Windows. It was very difficult, not on Linux, but it became an interesting thing. Yeah, I've never done it on a Linux box, so I'm not 100% certain what the difference is between like Windows and Linux from like an install setup experience, but there was a couple things that I had to like. There was a couple plugins I had to patch. But I did get it working. And so far, it's been a lovely experience. Sorry, I'm trying to get you that CPU. I'm pretty sure it was like a. Oh, sorry. I'm pretty sure it was an Intel. Hey, thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. Although, where did my stream elements go? I think I accidentally put my stream elements behind the. I'm gonna replay that activity. Ignacio. Ignacio, thank you for subbing, man. I appreciate it. Very kind. Okay, it's an i7 14700. At I love lamp. There you go. There's a CPU, man. Sorry, it took me a minute to find it. I had to look it up on the Amazon thing where I bought it. What tool are you using for system stats? It's a tool called Bottom, and I can get you the link. Just one sec. I apologize, chat. I'm kind of out of sorts. My normal streaming computer seems to have crapped the bed on me. And so I had to switch over to my laptop, which wasn't at all set up to do OBS things. There you go. The Stream Elements just put the link to the GitHub in the chat there, Assad. I'm still struggling to connect Clang from VS 2022 to the NeoVim config for using LazyVim. Yeah, anytime I have to deal with Visual Studio build tools, I regret my life. You're welcome, Assad. Hopefully that helps you. It's a cross-platform tool too, so you can use it on Linux, Mac, Windows. I use it on all my machines. It's like one of the first things I install. Even on like the servers where I host projects and stuff, I always install it there. Excuse me. Okay, so full disclosure, as you can see, I'm kind of resource constrained at the moment. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of development. We're gonna try to practice some Go. However, full disclosure, if the stream dies or something looks awfully horrible, I blame my limited resources. I love lamp. Not trying to be annoying. Look above. Let me see. For my new PC, my CPU is an AMD, my GPU is an RTX 5050, and it destroys, wow, 600 frames per second. That's awesome, man. Congratulations on the new PC. I think I need to get a new PC, don't I? I might have to. I don't know what happened to my machine. I installed, as with all problems on a Windows computer, it began with a Windows update. And so I don't know if it was the update, I don't know what, but I used it yesterday. I initiated the Windows update sometime yesterday afternoon, and then when I came back to start the PC up this morning, it was just giving me a black screen with the Windows logo. So, I don't know, man. Probably the update. Yeah, I have no idea. So I'm gonna stream. I want to stream this morning, so I'm gonna stream this morning, and then once I get off stream, I guess that's what I'll be doing for the most better part of the day, is trying to figure out if that machine is salvageable. If it's not salvageable, then I guess I don't know. I'll have to figure out some other plan for my stream needs. Windows is stable, they say. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the universe telling me it's time to go to Linux. You know, maybe that's what the universe is trying to tell me. Yeah, that's what I was reading online, was that they were basically saying try to reinstall Windows if you can. Like the thing about it is, though, I can't even get it to boot. You know what I mean? Like, I can get into system diagnostics, I can get into the BIOS, but I cannot get it to boot past it asking me for my BitLocker key. I can get it to a point where it asks me for my BitLocker key, and then after that it just gets stuck in like a boot loop. It's really shitty. Assad, what plugin or tool do you use for the colorful path configure? Oh, I use Oh My Posh. Yeah, what I Love Lamp said. If you type PWSH, that's my PowerShell profile. Exclamation point PWSH. And then if you do exclamation point Oh My Posh, I think it is, that's my Oh My Posh configuration, which there's nothing particularly special about it other than like it's almost completely out of the box the Agnoster theme, aside from these symbols right here. Excuse me. Those are the only real customization I did. But yeah, I love Oh My Posh. It's good. It's good stuff. All right, on to some coding. Yeah. I haven't even eaten my orange. I've been down at this desk since 4:15 this morning, and I haven't eaten my orange yet. It's been a morning, chat. It's been a morning, let me tell you. I was so frustrated earlier. Santiago, thank you for subbing. I appreciate it, man. It's very kind of you. Hope you're doing well. So far, things seem stable on the machine at the moment. We're not dropping any frames. We have a good bit rate to YouTube. So we'll see if this keeps up. I'm definitely not going to be doing anything with Docker this morning. I'm kind of interested to see if that computer's under warranty. I don't think it's anything with the hardware, though. Some months ago, I had the problem where after the Windows update, my PC kept rebooting automatically when I started it, but it happened so fast that I got stuck in a rebooting loop. So how did you fix it? Did you just reinstall Windows? Was that your fix? I mean, I'm not honestly worried too much about like losing data. You know what I mean? I don't really have anything on that machine that isn't backed up somewhere else. I actually have that machine backed up through through Backblaze. So I think I could reinstall you had to reinstall it. So I think I could reinstall Windows and then just restore it from my Backblaze backup and I'd be good to go. How do you reinstall Windows though if you can't, like, where do you get a Windows bootable image? How did you I mean, do you have any resource you could link me to, Wilo Gamer Pro, on how you do that? Just the same way you do Linux, you just create a bootable USB. It turns out some files got corrupted. Ah, well, I'm guessing that's what my situation is. So today I will be spending part of my day recovering my Windows machine, my Windows install. Ventoy.net? What's that? That sounds sketchy. Okay, so we're gonna do a practice. We're gonna do some practice with Go. That's the whole reason for the stream. So let me focus myself again. God dang, man. I just completely just got rushed, man. So let's log in. Events 2024. We did day 2 yesterday, so I guess we'll do day 3 today. It's a website for dual booting multiple ISOs without patching ISO to USB key software. I don't want to do anything special. You know what I mean? I just want to do like the most vanilla way to reinstall Windows. That's what I want. All right. So we'll make a new directory. Let's call it mull it over. than either USB or using recovery commands in recovery environment. So how do you boot your Windows machine into a recovery mode? Because that, I don't think I can do that since I can't boot it to Windows. I don't think I can get it to a place where I can use, like, since I can't boot into Windows, I can't use Windows to recover it. After a long time in the rebooting cycle, it finally showed a blue screen. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time this afternoon or this later this morning once I get off stream. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time fiddling with it, but after that, I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm just gonna go straight to a reinstall. You go in dual boot mode menu, go on setup, press Shift F10, and then paste commands from Google. Okay, good to know. Okay, go mod init. Well, actually, hold on. Go mod init github.com/Stephen Freeborn/practice. Go mod tidy. Okay. Then we go into mold over. This is going to be package, or no, this is going to be main.go. This is going to be main test.go, like that. We'll need an example. We need an example input, and then we need our actual input.txt. All right. So what's our problem? What's the problem we're trying to solve? How to start bottom? I just installed it from command. Won't work. Also, what's your terminal theme called? My terminal theme, I think, is Campbell. Something Campbell. Let me see. PowerShell. Appearance. 1/2 dark is the name of my terminal theme. Or the color scheme, I guess, if that's what you're interested in. Bottom, you should be able to just start it from the command with BTM. I mean, you might need to put it in your path, obviously. You know what I mean? You might have to put it on your path, but you should be able to just say BTM, and it should just start. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could alias BTM to bottom if you wanted, but yeah, just BTM. All right, so if you're new here for context, if you're not new here, well, you know what's going on. But if you're new here for context, I'm typically a .NET and a TypeScript developer, or I typically code and program in TypeScript and .NET. But recently, I decided to take this plunge of learning Go, and the main point of it is so that I can learn Advent of Code, or so I can do Advent of Code in Go. So we spent like the first 2 weeks of November, like learning. Right, we went through a couple different courses. It was going well. We finished those courses. Now what we're doing is we're actually practicing using Go. And so I'm doing two different things. I am currently practicing solving old Advent of Code problems with Go. And then I'm also working on building a small little static web app using Go. So that's probably what we're going to do today. We're going to solve this problem, and then we'll spend a little bit of time working on that application. So that's the plan. So if you're here, if you're new, welcome. If you're a regular, good to see you as well. All right, so what's the problem here? The computer appears to be trying to run a program, but its memory is corrupted. All the instructions have been jumbled up. It seems like the goal of the program is just to multiply some numbers. It does that with instructions like mul x, y, where x and y are each 1 to 3 digit numbers. For instance, mul 44, 46, okay, would multiply 120. Yeah, okay. However, because the program's memory has been corrupted, there are also many invalid characters that should be ignored, even if they look like part of a mul instruction. Sequences like mul 4 mul 6 9, okay, yeah, or do nothing. For example, consider the following section of corrupted memory. So this is our example input. Only the 4 highlighted sections are real mul instructions. Adding up the result of each instruction produces 161. Scan the corrupted memory for uncorrupted mul instructions. What do you get if you add up all the results of the multiplications? Okay. So on its face, this seems like something we could do with a regex, doesn't it? Okay, this is good. This is going to be some learning because I have not used any regex in Go, so I have no idea how to do this. I guess let's do package main, and we'll do package main test, and then we'll import the testing package. I was using Solarized Dark since I didn't know your terminal theme, LL. Your theme's so much better. Yeah, the 1/2 dark is, yeah, it's a good color scheme. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Solarized either. I went through a phase where everything I had was Solarized. Test solve part 1 with example input. The thing about the Solarized Dark theme is it's very like overpowering. It's hard to make it look nice with other things. You know, it's hard to find things that will complement it. But if you do everything Solarized Dark, well, then you don't have that issue. But if you want to have other things in your setup that aren't Solarized Dark, then things don't really go well with it, in my opinion. Okay, so we expect, also Copilot, please shut your hole. So we expect there to be, for the example input, we expect 161. So 161. Then we'll have a result, and we'll just say this is going to be solve part 1. And this is going to take the path to our input, which is going to be example.txt. So example.txt. And then we're going to say if results does not equal expected, we want to fail. So we'll say t.errorf, and we'll say got %d wanted %d. In this case, will be expected and result. And obviously, if we try to run this, part 1 is undefined, so we need to define it. Dude, look at the CPU usage. I don't know how this is gonna go, guys. I honestly, full disclosure, I don't know how tenable my situation is here. So it's entirely possible that the stream just shits the bed at some point. So, um, I guess what this means is I need to have a backup computer at the ready at all times. Let's see. So we have a func, and we're gonna call that solve part 1. Hey, what's up, Arvin? Good to see you, man. How are things? I know yesterday you were a little tilted about some taxes going on in your country, so hopefully today is a little better. So this is the file path. This returns an int, and for now, I'll just do return 0. Someone just sub. Arvin, latency is so low, OMG. What do you mean, my latency or your latency? Because I've had a lot of technical difficulties this morning. Why is it still undefined? Oh, I think I need to import that package, don't I? Arvin, I'm jobless and broke. I don't mind the 10% tax consumer. Whenever I wanted to get employed, I'll put the markup on asking price. I meant chat latency and stream latency. Well, I hope it's halfway decent. I don't know how long that will continue. We're on a different computer. You weren't here earlier where I was kind of lamenting my technical difficulties this morning, so that's why I started the stream so late. Like, I literally just started the stream 30 minutes ago. Was because my normal stream PC appears to be bricked at the moment, for lack of a better description. Alright, so first things first, we need to actually read our file, right? So let's do function. We basically, in this case, we want to read everything as text. So I'm gonna have a function called read all text that takes a file path and it returns the string, the text from the file. I don't know how to do this, so go read all text from a file. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, chat. That dark mode is diabolical. How do we fix that? Google dark mode. There we go. Give your opinion on tax hot take I dropped. I pay my tax from my employer / customer pocket. Yeah, I guess my opinion on taxes is like taxes are a necessary thing, you know? Like if you live in a society and you partake in the social contract, you're going to have to pay taxes, right? So I don't really have an issue with that. I think my only issue with taxes is when the taxes seem overly burdensome or double dipping, right? I guess that would be my only hot take on taxes. So I feel your pain that taxes are annoying, but I think for the most part, and obviously as an individual, there are probably things you would like to pay taxes for and things you would not like to pay taxes for. So what's up, 199? Good morning. Good to see you. Appreciate you making it to the stream. So read file gets me the bytes, and then I just return it as a string. Okay. Easy enough. So we'll say bytes error os.read file path if error is not nil. I'm actually not going to propagate the error. I'm just going to return an empty string. Otherwise, we'll return string from the bytes like that. So let's see if we can read all text, pass in the file path, and then let's just print this out real quick. Make sure that we're getting what we would expect. Double dipping. Imagine paying 10 to 35% in any phase of your monetary flow you earn, pay 20% you buy, pay 10% you invest, pay 30. This is, yes, that I can agree with that. That is frustrating. You know, that's kind of like here in the States, you pay your income tax, then you pay your property tax, then you pay money whenever you pay sales tax on something. So yeah, that does, when you start adding up all those things, it does get a little like, hold on, wait a minute. Property tax, I think, is the one here in the States that I think gets to a lot of people, because a lot of people feel like, you know, they buy a house or they buy a car and that's their thing. But then even after you, like, say you did take a loan for a house or take a loan for a car, even after you pay that car off or pay your house off, you still have to pay these property taxes. And if you don't pay the property tax, then they take your property. So it's sort of like you never really own the thing. I think that drives a lot of people mad here in the United States. But again, it's like you're participating in this social contract, right? So you buy a house, but your house is tied to city utilities. You know, you buy a car, but your car uses, you know, infrastructure provided by the society you live in. So it's, again, it's like, I don't really want to live without running hot water, so necessary evils, I guess. Hey, what's up, Renee? Good to see you. Welcome to the later than usual stream. I gave up on trying to fix that other computer and I just switched to a whole different computer. So that's what's happening right now. Okay, so I'm guessing the problem here is, again, that copy path example. Whoops. It's not what I wanted. Renee, surprised you stream on a Sunday? I try to stream every day just because there's not really a reason not to, given the time that I normally stream at. Like, normally I stream at, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, everyone here in my house is asleep, so it's not like I'm missing out on anything, you know, or I'm ignoring anybody. But yeah, today was a little bit different of a day because my 4 o'clock stream didn't start till 6 o'clock. So we'll see how long we go today. We may not go the full couple 2-3 hours. We'll see. We'll see how long my computer keeps up with me. And the thing about me streaming too is, like, if I wasn't streaming, I'd still be at my desk doing this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I'm gonna be here working on this stuff anyways, I might as well stream it. So, you know. Windows update I saw yet. Yeah, the Windows update, man. I've never been bitten by a Windows update before. Not knock on wood, like I've never had that issue. Um, but I guess today was the day. Today was the day. Frustrating. Okay, so for some reason, my approach to reading the file is not working. How do I print an error here? Format dot print. I just pass the error. I don't know how to do this. Print error in Go. As the famous native saying goes, I set the price on my work. Screw everyone else. I ain't paying taxes for my work. Yeah, again, it's like I understand the frustration you might have with taxes, Arvin, but like, what are you gonna do, right? In the series Space Force, they get hit with the Windows update before they land on the moon, so they have to do it manually. I've seen that show, but I don't remember that moment. Good show, though. Huh. Does anybody see what I'm doing wrong here? So there's no air. But there's no text either. There's no text in the file that I'm trying to read. I'm an idiot. Copy this. Paste this in. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a morning. Okay, bear with me. Here we go. Okay, so we got our text, which is wonderful. Now we actually need to do stuff with the text. And basically the problem we need to solve is we need to find all the multiplication instructions, right? So anything that has this pattern, we need to collect, and we essentially need to capture 1, 2, 3, and capture 4, and then multiply them. So these need to be capture groups in our regex. But I do not know how to work with regex in Go. So we need to figure out how to do that. How to use regex in Go. Regex.compile. And then re.matchstring. Okay. Or we can do regex p matchstring, pass our pattern. Returns a slice of all successive and non-overlapping matches. I think that's probably what I want. Find all string. I'll be honest, I hate regular expressions, but they are useful. What is regex? Regular expressions. It's just like it's like a language within a language. So I usually use this website whenever I need to write a regular expression. So this is the thing that I need to match. So I need to match literal mole. And then I need to match a literal parens. Followed by a comma. Well, actually followed by D2. And then a comma, which I think it needs is a literal value. I have to escape. D. Then escape the parentheses. Okay. And then I want to capture these values, but I don't remember how to do a capture group. Regex capture group. Parentheses are used to group a part of the pattern. Okay. So what you're telling me is that I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. So what this basically means is if we match this pattern, I should have a group here and a group here. So if we go back to our code, this is the pattern I think we want to use. What are the use cases for regex? Basically any kind of like string manipulation or string parsing. Like in this case, we have to find like a specific pattern or sequence multiple times in a big long string that they give us. So regular expressions can be pretty useful versus like having to parse every character in the string, right? And look for your pattern. You can use regex to do it for you. Most languages support that functionality. Otherwise, if you didn't have regular expressions, you'd have to parse all the characters yourself, you know. 2 days, I grinded 3 hours on a single problem. It was frustrating for no reason. Today, the moment I hit the wall, I asked Gemini, better use of my time than to hunt some deprecated synfig. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, like, sometimes that struggle, like when you are working to solve a problem, that struggle is valuable, right? Like, that is you gaining skill and knowledge. But I will say it's nice when you can get unstuck because of Google, Gemini, and ChatGPT, and I mean, same way you could with Google and Stack Overflow, right? Is Gemini CLI paid? I think you have to have a subscription, or at least you have to have an API key that's attached to a billing account in your Google Cloud Console to use it. I think so. I wish I knew regex sooner. Yeah, regex can be very helpful. Never knew I was paying for it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a paid thing. I remember when I set up on my machine, there was like a part where I had to like authenticate, or I had to supply some sort of credential when I set up Gemini CLI. So I think it is a paid thing. I don't think you can use it for free. Yes, me too, Renee. That's what I have as well. I have Google One, and then I just I had a $10 a month Google One plan, and then I just upgraded it to like $20 a month to get the the Gemini Pro features. I mean, it's a fairly good deal if you're using Google, like if you're using Google's Office suite, essentially. I think it's a pretty good deal. What am I doing? I'm doing something with regular expressions. RE regular expression dot compile there you go. Compile. And then I'm giving it this guy. I don't know what I'm doing with regular expressions in Go. So if you're here, just know that I'm not typically a Go developer. So I'm learning. So if I'm doing something wrong and you are a Go developer, please feel free to tell me what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so how do you escape Go escape character regex? There was a Go dude here yesterday, but he went silent when I said he should help out. Yeah, no, I mean there's been lots of good matches, a literal backslash. Why is it not working then? There's been lots of good Go people in my chat, you know, that have been very helpful. Go escape parentheses regex parentheses. You need to escape the backslashes. Oh, I can use backticks? Nice. This is where I take my regex now and I say matches is equal to re.match.find all string. Find all text. Find all is the all, it returns a slice. Declare not enough arguments in call to find all. Have string want byte. What? Go find all matches using regex. The second argument, -1, indicates to find all occurrences. Why would anyone, first of all, how would anyone know that that's what you're supposed to pass there? Second of all, oh, I'm using the wrong method, aren't I? I should be using find all string. So if matches equals nil, we will return 0. Otherwise, let's print the matches. Isn't index -1 in an array also the last array in some length? It is. It is for sure. I don't know why you would pass that though. Like, I don't know why you would know you should pass that here in this case. But what I'm more interested in the matches is I'm actually interested in the groups. So there's no matches. Why are there no matches? This is our test string. Oops. It's working, but in Go it's not working. So what am I doing wrong in Go? That I don't know. I guess let's go back to using not a string literal. Let's escape these. See if this makes any difference. Still no matches. Nice, Zelda. I love Zelda. So you're playing which game? Playing on the Switch? Did it not .mol? What? Jax, what do you see? Help me, good sir. You are my only hope. I honestly don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, you know what? I probably don't need this, do I? I wonder if that's what the issue was. Yeah, that's what the issue was. Because it's already, I'm passing it. It's already assuming that's a pattern. I don't need to say it's a pattern. Okay, so we do have our matches, right? So this is what we want. 6, 7. I see a coder with coffee and a problem. Sir, this coder has solved so many, well, this coder has had so many problems this morning, and he has solved none of them so far. But I'm glad you guys are here, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Let's see, go, regex, get match groups. extracting submatches. Okay. It returns a slice of strings containing the full match in all captured groups for the first match found. Let's see. This is the first time I've worked with regex in Go, so I'm learning about the APIs that are available to me. Yeah, so this is what I'm used to working with in C#. So here we have the full match, and then we have the groups here. So we need 0, we need 1 and 2 from each of these is what we want. So we should be able to say, does this still return null if this doesn't find anything? A return value of nil indicates no match. Okay. So let's keep printing the matches because that will probably be helpful. Then we'll say for match range over matches. We are going to say num1 is equal to stir convert, and we'll ignore the error too, so we'll say we don't care about the error, dot atoi, and then we'll say match, and we want the first that, I think. And then we're going to do that with the second number too. That. Hey, what's up, Waffleish? How are you? Doing well? I'm doing well, yeah. It is a good morning. It was a little bit of a rocky start to my morning. My computer, my normal PC, my normal stream PC appears to have been bricked by a Windows update. So there was a little bit of scrambling for a couple hours trying to get the stream started. But other than that, yeah, it's a good day so far. Is matches not a slice? It is now. Yeah, it is now. So now we range over it. Cold AF this morning. It's not been actually too terrible here. It's 44 degrees where I am. It's like we have a high of 63. Actually, you guys can get the weather, my weather. If you type where bro at in the chat, Stream Elements will actually hook you up with the weather from my location, which is kind of cool. It's my favorite Stream Elements command. Okay, now we need to multiply, so we'll say results equals num1 times num2. Although I'm glad I'm not where 6, 7 is, because that sounds awful. And then we'll say total. Look at that, we passed. We solved it. Okay, that wasn't that wasn't bad at all. Okay, so what did we learn? We read, this is how we read all the text from a file using os.readFile. We learned how we create a regular expression. We figured out how we get all the matches, including capture groups, which is good. Now we need to try it on our actual input. So let's go to input.txt. And let's get our actual input. Well, that doesn't look scary at all, does it? Yeah, paste anyways. Hold on, did that put? I don't think any of these are supposed to be on new lines though. I don't actually know. Hold on, let me look at the puzzle instructions. We know this is the answer I should get on part 1. So let's try that. Function, test, solve part 1 with input. Dude, using NeoVim is so much fun. It makes editing text way more fun than it probably ought to be. Solution.solve part 1. Input.txt. Alright, let's see how this goes. This is gonna either blow up or not. I'm Bashar. Hello, I'm Bashar. Bro, I got a question. What's your question, I'm Bashar? Send it. Full send. Damn, man, good to hear you're doing well. I find your stream super relaxing. I'm also a Go dev, but after doing Go 50 hours a week, watching someone coding with soft music is relaxing. Well, man, I appreciate that you find my streams relaxing, and I'm glad you're here. And yeah, no, you definitely do not need to also work while you're listening to my stream, so you do not need to feel the need to pitch in. Let's see, Go test. Nice, it worked. So we've got part 1 and part 2 solved. Or not, sorry. We have part 1 solved with our example input and our actual input, which is good. So now we go to part 2. So as you scan through the corrupted memory, you notice that some of the conditional statements are also still intact. If you handle some of the uncorrupted conditional statements in the program, you might be able to get an even more accurate result. There are 2 instructions you'll need to handle. The do enables future mole instructions, and the don't instruction disables future mole instructions. So only the most recent do or don't instruction applies. At the beginning of the program, mole instructions are enabled. So my approach to using regex isn't going to work here then. Is it? We're not going to be able to use regex for this, are we? I am Bashar. I can search with regex on Google search engine, like do a regex pattern and then search with it. I honestly don't know. You'd have to Google that one. I know there are certain characters when you're searching for stuff, like you can do the plus, you can do different characters to like negate things or to make sure that results don't have a particular word, I think, but I don't know if it supports regex. You'd have to Google that one. Quayle Lawn. Anytime I scroll shorts, you're always live. Are you working professionally, building for fun, or maybe a company, or all the above? Just curious. You're always grinding. I try to keep grinding. I just stream for fun. I do work, so if you guys are ever curious about creeping on my professional history, you can go to linkedin.stephenfreeborn.com, and that'll kind of get you up to speed on my professional history. But right now, I work as a quality engineer for a software company, and I just make content on YouTube for fun. And I like to build things in my free time for fun. Like to do a lot of web development stuff. And right now, we're just learning Go for fun. Well, we're learning Go so that we can have fun doing Advent of Code in Go. Is what we're doing. But yeah, so work full time. I'm a 32-year-old dad of 2. Work 40, 50 hours a week, and then I like to stream and create content around programming and coding. Oh, hello, old Advent of Code. Let's go. Never finished it. Yeah, we're doing old Advent of Code problems for practice. That way I have some confidence in my Go abilities, you know? Born to shine. Hey, am I late? No, you are not late. I was late. I didn't start streaming till 6 o'clock this morning because when I tried to fire up my stream PC at 4:15, apparently a Windows update, I think, may have bricked it. I don't know. I don't want to throw shade at Windows. I just know that my computer, my normal stream computer, is not working currently. So yeah, I didn't start streaming till 6. I had to get my other laptop all set up, and yeah. I guess that just means I need to have a backup computer ready to go at all times. You know what I mean? Checks. May regex funcs can return an index of the mole match and do don't matches. DTZZZ, thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. Oh, I guess you're right, Jax. So you're saying I can still do... You're saying keep using regular expressions and then use the indexes of the matches to figure out where they appear? Interesting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. Tajin. Question, would you put quality or quantity in YouTube? I don't know, man. Honestly, quality is so subjective. Like, there's videos that I really, really love that I think other people wouldn't think are so high quality. I think, selfishly, from a lot of the creators I follow online, I would honestly trade quantity for quality. Like, for example, I would take a Casey Neistat video every day, even if it was like a 5-minute cell phone video, than like a really well-polished Casey Neistat video every month, right? Same thing goes with like Mark Rober. I love Mark Rober's channel, so does my kids. But he only puts out like a video like once a month, which I understand why. They're like super highly produced content, and I love that. But I also wish I could watch more of his content. So yeah, selfishly, I think from most of the people I follow, I would just like to see content from them more often, even if that meant like they spent less time polishing it. Hey, what's up, Artwork Studios? Good to see, man, there's a lot of members here. Thank you all for being members. Appreciate you guys. Gun, Renee, I Love Lamp. Appreciate you guys for being members. Gun is on pooping time. Just for reference, find all string submatch index. Okay, I'll try that. Quaylon. I guess my next question is how you have the time. I'm currently learning Python myself, as it's what works. BE is written in. Yeah, that makes sense. Your work ethic really gives me no excuse. Best of luck with Go. Well, I appreciate that, man, and also best of luck with Python. I'm not the biggest Python guy. I know how to write Python, but I kind of avoid it. As far as like how do I have the time, you know, I just kind of squeeze it in when I can, and right now the best time for me is really early in the morning. So I wake up and I stream from about 4:15 to 7 a.m. most days of the week at the moment, and then I turn clips from those streams into shorts, which that obviously saves me a lot of time, right? And then for videos and stuff, I kind of make videos intermittently. It's whenever I have like a idea or I have something I want to show others that I'm excited about. That's usually when I'll make like a horizontal video about it. But yeah, it's just I mean, you know how it is. It's just there are only so many hours in the day, and you just kind of have to decide what you're going to spend those hours on. And I don't judge myself too harshly beyond making sure that I'm taking care of my things at work. I'm being present for my kids. I'm being present for my wife. Beyond those things, I don't try to judge myself too harshly. If I miss a stream or I miss a upload here and there, priorities. Can't do everything. Hey, what's up, Filthy Potato? Good morning, man. Good to see you guys. Chat's popping off this morning right now. I'm trying to keep up. Life's too short not to joke around. You're 100% right, Gun. People take life way, 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 way too. My grandma used to always say, not used to. She still does. She's still alive. My dad's mom. She used to always say, you should never sweat the small stuff. And the secret is it's all small stuff, and that's 100% the truth, right? Like if you're healthy, your loved ones are healthy, like it's all kind of icing on the cake after that. Let's see, Python for admin CP and automation code. I use Django admin and database migration a lot with Python. Nice, Tontai. I'm glad, man. It's not that I think Python's a bad language. It's just, how like after you try a couple different languages, you kind of find what clicks, and what you like to work with. And Python just for me never was that language. I'm happy to work with it when I need to. Like I just used it. I think I told you guys, I used it like a couple weeks ago to do some data analysis, but for the most part, I avoid it. No grab PK. What site is this? So this is a site called, I've actually got it linked in the description. It's called Advent of Code. And this gentleman named Eric Wastel, he creates this every year. So if you're familiar with like what an advent calendar is, he basically creates an advent calendar for nerds like me who like to solve coding problems or coding challenges. And each day from December 1st to December 24th, he publishes a problem that you solve. This time around, it's actually only 12 problems. Each problem has 2 parts, so it's still sort of like a 24-day challenge. And I've done it the last 2 years. So I did it, 2023 was the first year I did it, 2024 was the second year I did it, and then 2025 will be this year, and my goal each year is just to get a little bit further than I did last year. So last year, I think I made it to day 17, part 2. So my goal this year will be to get through day 17, part 2. So I just try to make it a little bit further. Gunheis, your grandma was a wise woman. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she's still alive. She lives in Arizona. I said that like she's already passed away. Yeah, I just remember her saying that a lot when I was little. And I've held on to that, as I've gotten older, and it's bared out, that yes, most things in life are small things, 199 PC is cooked, crashed twice back to back. What is going on? There's something in the air this morning. Everyone's computer is letting them down. RDB, are you going to use Golang? I am. This year I'm going to use Golang. The last 2 years I've used C#. But this year I'm going to use Golang. That's actually why like all my streams for the month of November have all been about like using Golang, is because I've been trying to make excuses to practice using it. That's why. So I'm going to go refill my coffee cup, and then we're going to try to do part 2 here. And then after we solve part 2, we're going to switch over and we're going to work on a little web app that I've been trying to build with Go. It's not really an app. It's it's a static site that I'm using Go to build. No graph PK. Why Go in particular? Why not Rust? Well, why not Ruby? Why not Brainfuck? Why not? You know what I mean? Like at that point, you're just why not any other language? I picked Go. Not really. I mean, there's not really a great reason other than I just wanted to. I think Go came up in like February or March of this year. Whenever TypeScript, why not simply? Yeah, exactly. Why? Whenever TypeScript announced they were rewriting their compiler in Go, we discussed that on stream, and then somebody mentioned they were learning Go and thought that I might like it, and so then I was like, okay, well, I'll learn Go and I'll use it for Advent of Code. It was kind of like an arbitrary decision. Mansoor, thanks for subbing, man. I appreciate it. So maybe next year we do Rust. You know, just kind of an arbitrary thing. Yes, I've got to get the coffee refilled, so I'm gonna go do that. I think I have my BRB screen on this machine too, so let's see if that's here. BRB. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. All right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get some coffee. If I come back and I start talking and you can't hear me, just say, hey, you're muted. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. I'm surprised my little laptop is hanging in here. All right, so I was thinking we weren't going to be able to solve part 2 here, but apparently, Chax, one of the chatters, basically said, "Hey, why can't you just use find all submatch indexes?" It returns a slice of all successive matches of the expression as defined by the all description in the package. So he's saying we can still use regex. Or his thought was we can still use regex, we just need to use the indexes of the matches to figure out when to start and stop. So what day were we on? Were we day 3? Yeah, day 3. So where's an example? Here's my example. Let's rename this to example, or let's rename it to part 1 example. Part 1 example. What are y'all talking about? You guys talking about building some sort of system? Arvin, man, I hate this corpo speak. What? What do you mean corpo? It sounds like people are talking about designing a system or something. Renee, watch the viewership go up. Well, listen, guys, don't forget, if you like and subscribe, if you like the stream and you subscribe to my channel, you'll have bug-free code for life. Trying to build a Linux distro? That's crazy. That's way over my head. Part 2. TXT. Bug-free code for life. Yeah. Steven, read my chat above. What? Steven, create a list of languages. I will hide you a random number generator. Pick whatever it came. No, no. Just pick a random. Just in order to write language in, or you're gonna use that language. My list would include C#. Now pick a random number. What about being a member? Well, if you're a member, then I don't know what members get. Because bug-free code is for liking and subscribing, so members get optimized code for life? Question mark? Being a member get you bug-free code insurance also? It does, yeah. Being a member for sure. You're already there. Solve part 2. Part 2, what do they expect? Part 2, this example would be 48. That should fail. So then we're gonna change this to be solve part 2, which doesn't exist yet, obviously. So we're gonna create a new function called solve part 2, which basically does the same thing, only see you, Gunhunters. Have a good day, man. Steven, create a list of languages that you plan to learn. I will hand you a C-based random number generator. Pick whatever it gave you. No, I picked my language. I'm learning Go. Alright, so here's my idea on this solution. So there's my example. Okay, so what if I modify this pattern to be or so we have this, or we have do. Excuse me. What were the... I don't remember what the commands were. Attempt 3 on my PC. Good luck, man. Oh, Arvin, after Go. Rust is mid. At least give Zoomer languages like Zig or Odin a chance too. So I already started learning Rust again. So I started, if you look at my GitHub, you can see I started pushing to a repo on there called Rust Fundamentals. So I started going through a Rust Fundamentals course on Pluralsight just because I wanted to, you know? I'm a weirdo who likes to spend his free time just perusing programming languages for the fun of it. I would like to try Zig a try, though. I've heard good things about Zig. So we need this, and we need don't. Let's go back to my regex tester. We didn't capture. So there's a do there, and then we also need to capture a don't, which is DON apostrophe T escape like that. Okay, I think this is correct. So let's take this pattern. Let's use this pattern here. Now let's print what our matches are. How do we just run like one test in Go? Isn't there like a filter or something? Go test help. Go help test. There's like a filter that we can pass, isn't there? Let's ask Copilot. Let's ask Copilot -- prompt how to run Go tests with a filter. Hey, what's up, Suhas? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream this morning. Appreciate you having here. Appreciate having you here. Sometimes I can't talk correctly. Guys, it's almost 11 p.m. here in SK. Soon I can finish live. Catch you next time. See you, Born to Shine. Appreciate you hanging out, man. Go test -- run. Go test - run. Test solve part 2. Okay. So I think what we can do I think, yeah, this will work. What's his name had a good idea. Chalks. I think that was his username. So his idea, I think, will work. So what we can do is once we have all the matches, we can say for each match, we'll have a flag we'll keep track of. We'll call it is enabled. That will be true. And then instead of blindly looking at the matches, let's comment that out real quick. The first thing we need to do is we need to check what the command is, right? So we're going to have a variable called command, which is equal to the first in the match. And then we'll do, is there like a string contains method in Go? Go string dot contains. So we can do that. So we'll say if strings dot contains command. So if this contains mul, then we'll do one thing. If strings dot contains command, probably could use a switch statement here, probably, but this will be fine. If strings dot contains command do. Yeah, because these can potentially overlap, right? So we want don't to come before do, I think. Otherwise, we'll always hit on do. So if that's the case, then we'll say, in all these cases, we'll just continue the iteration. Continue. And continue. And if we're going to if we're on a multiplication, we want to do this. Actually, we only want to do this if we're on a multiplication and we're enabled. Why is that complaining? Why is it is enabled? Why doesn't this work? Hey, what's up, Keyshawn? It's been a minute, man. Hope you're doing well. Thanks again for being a member. Appreciate you. Sohas, you look good, man. I look good? Dude, it's been a struggle. I've been on a struggle bus this morning. Yeah, I've been good. Aside from my streaming PC kind of shitting the bed on me, I have no complaints. 199 still attempting to get his PC to work. Oh, it didn't crash. Nice. This isn't working because I'm not initializing the variable. So if the string contains multiplication and it's enabled, then we'll do the multiplication. Otherwise, we're just going to toggle this. So we'll say enabled equals false. And is enabled equals true. All right, let's see what happens here. Go, test, run. Okay, it failed. We got 48, but wanted 0. Why did we get 0? Let's stop. Let's print the command. That's what I would expect of the command to be, which is good, right? It's always good when things are working as you expect. Okay, it says whether the substring is in the substring. So we're going to print the command, and then let's just format.print found mul command. Arvin, latency is pretty lit this stream. You think so? Well, I am using a different computer, so maybe this computer is better than the other computer. Suas, how much money have you made by YouTube until now? Today I've made 0, but they tell me that I'm supposed to get a check for 100, or I'm supposed to get a payment. I think it's going to come to my bank account. I don't think it'll actually be a check. I'm supposed to get a payment for $200, like $223, the last week of November. That's the first payment I'll have ever gotten from YouTube in 8 years of making content on this channel. And like 100 of it is AdSense revenue from like 6 or 7 years ago. Like it's like old AdSense revenue, and then I think $100 of it is basically the membership money that Val gave, a bunch of gifted memberships, if you guys remember that. So in 8 years, right? I think the oldest video on my channel is 8 years old. In 8 years, in November, I'll make my first $200. 6, 7, send in an audit. I know, right? So I'll put it on a frame on the wall. Yeah, I probably would do that. I mean, it's pretty cool to actually make some money on YouTube after all these years of making content on YouTube and never having made anything. Artwork shoes. I heard Steven say 6 or 7 and was like, "Oh no." Well, I live with, you know, I have a 4th grader and a 2nd grader, so 6, 7 is definitely something that's said in our household. What's up, Wilo Gamer Pro? Good to see you again. Renee, nice. Yeah, nice. Nice indeed. All right, so we seem to be I don't know why the total is still being returned as 0. Maybe we do format dot print line total. Huh. That doesn't make sense to me. Am I doing something wrong with how I'm Steven, your responsibility as a 32-year-old father of 2 is to don't let them get affected by the Gen Alpha brain rot. Yes, I know. It's an uphill battle, I tell you. Nah, I'm very proud of both my boys. Both my boys are very, very good kids. Um, there's definitely some brain rot going on, but I am I'm a proud papa, a proud dad for sure. Okay, so why am I so these numbers are not what I think they are for some reason. So format dot print line match. I wonder if there's some extra characters in there or something. Oh, is this a slice too? This must be a slice too. So do I actually want command? Or do I want match? What is match one? Tralero, trala. What are you saying, Wilo Gamer Pro? Okay, so match one is nothing. What is match? Match. You've been streaming each day for 8 years on YouTube? No, not streaming. Just making content. Just in general, making content on YouTube. Really actually making content on YouTube for shit. 12 years? I don't know. So I originally had a fitness channel. That was my original YouTube, how my original YouTube content started. I have this channel called Freeborn Training Systems. I think I started making content there when I was 18. So that would have been 14 years ago. Oldest videos. Yeah, 14 years ago when I posted my first video here. And initially I just used it as a place to house like instructional videos for clients. And then eventually I started actually making some content on here. And then my personal channel though, I started making content on my personal channel I think 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago. But I mean, I made content religiously on here forever. I mean, all my vlogs and everything from when my kids were little. I mean, I've vlogged every day almost for like almost 3 years. Which I love. I mean, nobody ever watched any of this content, but I love having this content because like anytime I want, I can like time travel back to when my kids were little. Which is pretty cool. But yeah, not necessarily streaming every day for 8 years, but definitely making content for the last 8 years, 12 years, depending on how you look at it. So let's, so we print the command, and let's match 0. Definitely not every day. Do you ever think one day you will make a living on YouTube? Probably not. I mean, when you factor in how much it costs, like for insurance and things like that, probably not. Zero. Perhaps you've finally broken the earnings threshold and the 200 is the start to big bucks. I don't know, man. Honestly, you know, when you factor in insurance and retirement and all that kind of stuff, like, it's, you know. Okay, so I guess this doesn't return the data structure that I thought it returned, basically. What did I just do? Did I just kill my terminal? Gosh dang it, I just killed my terminal. But either way, I'm having a lot of fun making programming and tech content, so as long as I'm having fun, I'll keep doing it. It takes a long time to break into YouTube as a streamer, but I think when you finally start to snowball, things may accelerate. Well, if they, I mean, again, like, would I object to being able to make content for a living full time? No. Like, count me in. I would love to do that. But the amount of money, you know, that just kind of seems insurmountable. It seems unattainable to make enough money to replace my full-time job, you know? It just doesn't seem like something I could really accomplish. You know, it seems like a pipe dream, I guess. But then again, I guess everybody starts out with it being that way, you know? My plan is to continue to work a full-time job, save money, be financially disciplined, take care of my kids, you know, all that good stuff. And if there's time to make content, continue to make content. And now if something like that, if something did change where there was enough support, Sam, appreciate you subbing. If there was enough support, then I would totally do it, you know? All right, sorry, I completely foobarred my terminal setup. Will you ever get financially free? I think so. So based on if you guys have ever heard of financial independence or the FIRE community, choose FI, like all that, like based on my numbers, I at this point, if I just continue to save the way I've been saving, continuing to invest the way I've been investing, I should be in a place to make work optional or like have the ability to retire at 52. And I'm 32 now, so about 20 more years. Assuming that like I never get another raise, I don't ever increase my retirement savings. You know what I mean? Like assuming all, all the 101 assumptions that you can't actually know or predict. So I think it will, Suhas. It's just it takes time, like anything. Consistent, sustained effort over a long period of time. That's the way to accomplish anything. All right, so what I was saying about solving part 2 is basically part 2 doesn't return the data structure that I was expecting it to return. So this find all string submatch, for whatever reason, it's not actually returning me what I would expect. Me too, I'll be in my 40s. That's wonderful, man. I'm so excited for everybody to get theirs. You know what I mean? Like I want everyone to succeed. Whoops, I put this in the wrong place. Put this here. Yeah, I want everyone to get theirs, to be in a place where their main motivating factor isn't financial considerations. I would love that for everybody. Okay, here's why I'm confused. If I range over matches, right, I should have a slice. I should have a slice of slices. Yep. And then match should be a slice of strings. Yeah. Right? Because look, I'm here. So here's my first slice. Oh wait, hold on. Am I looking at this wrong? All the most is this gentleman named you guys have ever read the book The Simple Path to Wealth? That's the book that's kind of my financial Bible by J.L. Collins. I would highly recommend it. It's a great book, The Simple Path to Wealth. It's very good. It says it's printing nothing. How does that make any sense? So print match. Probably should use a debugger at this point instead of a bunch of print statements, but I'm committed now. Okay, so here's my match. So match 0 should be this. Match 1 should be this, right? match 1. There's nothing there. I don't understand. I mean, I can fix this. I mean, I can fix this pretty easily by just doing. What if I did 4? Have I bought a house? No, man. No, that still has not been something we've been able to accomplish. I'd like to one day, you know, it's just, it'd be expensive. Oh, so there's an empty item. That's what my problem is. There's an empty item in every single one of these. No, I would love to buy a house. Why housing sucks in the US? It's just very expensive. You know, like the median where we live. Well, in the US in general, the median home price I think is $440,000, right? This like this. So you can say roughly 400,000 is the median price of a home in the US. And then when you factor in closing costs and a 20% down payment, you're looking at like 100 grand, right? Just to get into the house. So it's just a lot of money up front. And so we have yet to be able to save that amount of money to be able to put, you know, in cash to be able to put down on a home. But one of these days, I think one of these days we'll get there. Just takes time, patience, you know. I've never wanted to be house poor. I kind of grew up in a house poor situation where like we always had enough for our needs and my parents always were able to take care of we always had a nice home and we were always able to take care of it and we always had the things we needed. But beyond that, we were always kind of strapped for cash. There wasn't extra money to do other things. And I just never wanted to live in that situation as me as an individual. I never wanted to be like quote unquote house poor. So I've kind of avoided that. Suas, will it go up? House price? Oh yeah. I think it will continue to go up. Especially like anytime it becomes easier for people to get loans, you know? Like easier to get loans and cheaper, lower interest on loans, that will always drive the house prices here in the U.S. up. Um, I'm just selfishly as an individual, I'm far more sensitive to like taking on debt than I think the average American is. I just the idea of being $500,000 in debt kind of scares me. But for other people, it doesn't seem to be as much of an issue. So I just want to make sure that whenever I do buy a house, that it doesn't crush us financially, you know. I want it to be a blessing and not a curse, as Dave Ramsey would say. Yeah, debt is bad. Yeah, debt is bad, man. Debt is 100% bad. Huh. Did I not just do that? I thought I had this figured out. Now I'm not so sure I have it figured. As you can tell, Advent of Code this year is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, 3 and 4 is what we need. 3 and 4. I was like, what the hell? I could have sworn I just fixed this. 3, 4. Okay, got 48, but wanted 161. No, 48 is what we want. 48 is what we want. So let's remove all these print lines real quick. And then let's go to our test file. And we want 48. Go test. Why does it keep saying got 48 but wanted 61? Got 48 but wanted 61. Oh, these are flipped. Right? Yeah, these are flipped. Got 61, wanted 48. Test solve part 2 with example input. Pablo? Fixing the one from yesterday. Now we moved on. I figured out what I was missing from yesterday. Yesterday's problem was there's an edge case in the part 2 solution where the increasing or decreasing direction can change whenever you reevaluate the next set of numbers. So like if the first number and the second number aren't valid, and then you try to test the first number and the third number to see if they're valid, that calculation can change the direction, and I wasn't accounting for that. I figured that out by looking at my solution from last year, so I was like, well, since I had to cheat, we'll just move on to the next one. Pablo Ella, you need the tree. Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to implement it the way you did it, but I know that the way that I did it, if I had just accounted for the direction change, it would have solved it. Obviously, though, if you would like to take some time and write up the solution you have in mind, I'd love to look at it, so I can learn. Obviously, you don't have to. Like, you have a life. I know you don't have to. You don't have to spend any of your time trying to educate Steven, but if you do, this should only get hit once. Or twice. This should get hit twice. Excuse me. The tree doesn't exist as a tree. It's just an array of arrays. You push all your available branches to the array, then iterate those branches and look at the next two numbers. Yeah, yeah. I I'm reading your text, but and I like your English is perfect, but like in my brain, unless you put it in code or draw me a picture, I'm gonna have a hard time wrapping my head around it. Steven, did you ever get a beard? No, I can't. I don't know how to. It's okay. It's getting hit multiple times. I don't. I can't grow a beard. I wish I could, but I can't. It's just like whenever I grow out my facial hair, I have like these patches of facial hair all over my face. It's not very appealing. Pablo, I will do this afternoon. Yeah, don't feel compelled to though, man. Yeah, don't feel like you have to. But if you want to, I'd love to be able to see a more sophisticated solution than probably what I have written. So, mole. Oh. And Shuas, I bet you'll look good. If you mean if I could grow a beard, probably. Yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to grow a beard. All right, we're not finding. I wonder if I have to escape this. Do I have to escape that? Oh, no. Never mind. I see my bug. My bug is here. Yay, let's go. You would suddenly be 40 though, instead of 20. Yeah, beards do make you look older, don't they? But man, my brother-in-law, I mean both my brother-in-laws actually have beards right now. But my wife's brother has had a beard for the last like almost like it feels like the last 10 years basically since we've been out of high school. And he just has he has a very glorious manly beard, and I've never been able to grow one like that, you know. All right, let's try it on our part. Just try part 2 on our real world input. Pablo, you weren't here either. The stream started super late because I'm pretty sure my stream PC got bricked by a Windows update. So we actually started streaming way later today. We actually started at 6 instead of 4. It's been quite an eventful Sunday for me. Excuse me. Kelsey, Steven is not going to grow a stash. I will only I will only grow facial hair that Kelsey approves of. This I pledge. Hey honey. I'm streaming a little bit later. I'm gonna come up here in a little bit. My morning got kind of derailed because I think that new computer I bought, it seems to be having issues. But I'll come upstairs here in a minute. Probably 9 o'clock. I can't handle it with my beard itches. I feel constricted. So I just shave it off. If you were really manly, you just like rip the beard hair right out. Yeah. Thanks, honey. Love you. Glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. For people who don't know that Kelsey Freeborn, that's my wife. If you're new here and you've never seen that chatter before. All right, so our solution to part 2 should be this number. I'm feeling confident though in my Go abilities going into Advent of Code. Based on how I've been able to solve these first couple problems, I feel like I'm going to be able to do it. I was kind of concerned since I started so late in the year learning Go, but I'm feeling more confident now. All right, let's see if all our tests pass. Yeah. Let's go. All right, we did it. So that was our Advent of Code practice. That was day 3 of 2024. That was the problem I just practiced solving. That was day 3 of 2024. So obviously the thing with Advent of Code is some days are like uber difficult and some days are relatively not difficult. It varies. Like it really has no predictable pattern. So we'll see. We'll see if this is actually good foreshadowing of things ahead for me. We're going to switch over now. So instead of just practicing like LeetCode style problems, I'm going to actually work on a web app that I've been working on. It's not really a web app. It's like a static website that I've been working on in Go for the last couple of days. So that's what we're going to switch over to now. Everything gets really fun. Yeah. Well, now I just have to watch what I say a little bit closer. Will he lose all his hair eventually? Yeah. I don't know. People say that. People have commented that they think I have a little bit of a receding hairline. But I don't know. What are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? Let's see. GH repo list. I think I called this what did I call this repo? I think I did GH repo clone. I think I called it this. So the idea behind this website, or the idea behind this app or this site, is basically, have you guys ever seen those Linktree sites? I know Pablo and Artwork Studios, you guys have been here the last couple days, but for anybody who's new, the idea behind this site, if you've ever seen a Linktree site, it's like you know, a place to basically list all your social links, right? And so we're gonna build one I'm gonna build one for me. That's just statically rendered HTML, CSS, but served from a Go process. I just want to see example images. Yeah, this type of a website. So this is what we're going for. Something like this. Something simple like this. So let's clean up our workspace a little bit here. NeoVim. We need to install. Excuse me. We need to install that watch thing. I'm cool with attempting a beard, but not a fan of a mustache. I just think the beard will never work. 199. My loop just crashed my PC. Gotta be careful, man. Gotta be careful. I have a bit forehead, but don't seem to be receding. Maybe you'll be lucky. Maybe I will be lucky. Yeah, Kelsey actually, anytime my facial hair starts to grow out, Kelsey always lets me know because she doesn't like it being scratchy either. Yeah, I feel you, Renee. And when I say beard, I mean day 2. Oh shit, man, you're a master at growing facial hair. Jelly, this is actually a good project idea. Thanks, Jelly. Yeah, I think it's a good. I don't have anything like it, and I know that obviously I could do this with Linktree in like 5 minutes, but I want to have some sort of a project, right? That to help me kind of understand the basics of web development and Go, and so this seems like a pretty good starter application. Peach commenter, quick question, Stephen. How much do you make salary wise from being a net developer? So I always have to kind of couch, like, if you want to see my LinkedIn history, you can go to linkedin.stephenfreeborn.com, and that'll show you my professional history there. But like, I work as a quality engineer for a software company. We use .NET at my software company, but not my software company, the company I work for. But my role there is I write primarily TypeScript code for like automated testing purposes. So not a ton of .NET at work. I use .NET a lot in my personal projects on my own. Um, as far as salary goes, like think like 6 figures, you know. But I don't want you guys to think that like, oh, this guy is professionally employed as a .NET developer, because I'm professionally employed as a quality engineer. I do write some C# code at work, but for the most part, I write TypeScript code at work. Yeah, Renee, TypeScript is what I use. C#. I do use C# some at work, but I write far more TypeScript code at work at the moment. Bro, Steven drinks so much milk, no help at all. I do drink so much milk, and I cannot grow a strong beard. Pablo, avoiding the pirate software dilemma. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I will claim being a .NET developer in the sense that I build things with .NET, right? But I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea that like my full-time job is writing .NET code, because it's not. My full-time job is doing manual and automated testing for a web application, and for part of that work I do write some C# for like writing like unit tests in like our actual code base. And then the majority of the code I write is TypeScript code to run end-to-end automation tests. um, and then in my free time I like to build things with C# and .NET. So hopefully that answers all your comments there, Peach commenter. By the way, nice profile picture. Pablo, you code more than many devs, bro. Yeah, your official software doesn't say that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never want to try to pretend or portray myself as something I'm not, or overstate something. I just want to be. I'll try to always be transparent and honest. I have no idea what's being said. You're not supposed to, though. That's you're not supposed to. It's the nerd speak. It's a different. I know you speak nerd, honey. You just speak a different dialect of nerd. Okay, this is not what I was looking for. I'm not looking for Go Air, the Indian company. I'm looking for this thing, the live reload for Go apps. This is what I'm looking for. So I need to install this. This one. CD link stop go. Devs do pretend to talk a lot about nothing. That's so funny. Peach comment, bro. You making want to be a developer after high school? Go for it, man. I mean, if you're interested in it. I mean, I think development is one of those really cool things where you can basically get started in it. You can basically give it a go for nothing, right? Like you can sit down and try to build yourself with build something with a stack, and you'll very quickly figure out if you enjoy writing code or enjoy solving problems and debugging and troubleshooting things. And if you enjoy it, well, yeah, for sure it would make sense for a professional standpoint. But if you don't enjoy it, you can find out very quickly, so What kind of nerd is she? She's like a fantasy, D&D, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. All those things, just not necessarily the techie programmer nerdy code speak type of nerd. Why wait after high school? Yeah, exactly, Pablo. What Pablo said, Peach Commenter. If you have an interest in it, like Pablo said, like why wait? Figure it out now, you know? Give it a go. Oh, the school, yeah, school's difficult. That makes sense. Yeah, if you're in intense schooling, the last thing you want to come home and do is try to learn how to be a developer, right? Yeah. We do need Kelsey streams. Kelsey streams though would put Steven streams to shame, and then I would have to give up my stream career to support Kelsey's stream career. Don't all of us love Lord of the Rings? Man, I hope so. I'm sure there's some people out there that aren't big fans of it, but seems like it would, I don't know, seems pretty tough not to be one. Oh, this is that stupid PowerShell error. I gotta fix this. It's trying to run that process in Windows PowerShell, and I need to set the remote execution policy. Remote execution PowerShell. I need to run that as a administrator. Windows PowerShell. Man, I still can't believe that my what just happened? Oh, there we go. I still can't believe my computer let me down like that this morning. Okay, so let's do air. It's not oh, well, yeah, it's not. It isn't digitally signed. Right, you're probably gonna see a flash again. Why does it keep erroring? Unauthorized access. Profile PS1 is not digitally signed. You cannot run this script on your current system. That's annoying. Thought I changed it. Why is it still complaining about that? Oh, what? I'm getting frustrated with PowerShell. Remember, 30 likes and Steven will delete System32. Hey, what's up, Sogo? Good to see you, man. We're doing well. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. So Air is basically this program that's going to allow us to hot reload my app, because I'm embedding my static files in my Go binary. So when I make changes to my static files, I need my Go app to rebuild so I can see those changes. But if we open localhost, we can see this is where we're starting. This is our current state of the world. So I think first things first, we need to get like an image, like my face displaying on the screen. And I think I'm going to do that using my GitHub profile picture is the first thing we're going to do. So let's try to make that happen. Also, this is way too small. Excuse me. $40 likes and you grow a stash. Okay, no joke. For 40 likes, I will try to grow a stash. It wouldn't last. That wouldn't last long though. The minute my wife complained about it, I would shave it. Steven R. building a website. Hey, Pete's commented. Yeah, so the idea. So I've been learning Go for the last couple weeks in November, and so I want to use Go to do advent of code, but I also like to know how to build like basic web apps in Go. So the first project that I had as an idea, just to kind of learn the ins and outs, is basically like a link tree site. So the idea is we will basically have, at the end of the day, we're going to have a website that basically looks like this. It's a single page. We're going to have a circle. Whoops. Sorry. I forget how to draw a circle in Zoom it. But we're going to have a single page like this. It's going to have a picture of me with my face on it. And then it's going to have some links here. Right? You've probably seen this like on creators that you follow online where you like go to their social profile and then you click a link and it opens a page with a bunch of other links. That's basically what we're trying to build. Or what I'm trying to build. Kelsey, no! Yeah, I don't know why name doesn't show as Sogo now. Yeah, for me it shows as your username. It used to show as your display name, so I'm not sure why it changed. Alright. Let's try to add that image. So if we come to our NeoVim, we have so I've set up all my handlers. So if you're curious about this project structure, this is the project structure we settled on. So we have our handlers here. So this deals with loading the index. We have a CSS handler and a font handler. And then we also have a middleware that I added for logging purposes. So we basically just log the request. And then this is where my actual static files live, is in this assets folder. And they get embedded here as part of my package. And then I use my handlers to serve these. So if we want to put new things on the page, we go into the templates folder and we add it here. So right now it just says Steven's link, but I think ideally we're going to have an image with a source. Don't want Copilot doing this for me. We'll have a source, and then we'll have some alt text, This will be Steven's picture. And we are going to use my... I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to GitHub... Sorry, chat's scrolling on me. I personally think Go is complicated and not the hassle, or do you disagree? But I thought, Peach Commenter, I didn't know you knew how to program. I think Go's fine. I think Go's pretty straightforward. It doesn't seem... If anything, I think Go seems simpler. Like, than coming from the C# world, I think... it's not that you can't do the same stuff in C# that you can do in Go. It's just... C# has a lot of abstractions built up around it, and Go is very much like, here's the raw primitives, you figure it out. So far I have no problem with the way Go approaches things, except naked implicit returns. Those I have a problem with. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you take your GitHub profile URL and you type PNG on the end of it, it'll actually serve you your profile picture. So, whoops. Take .png. Stick that here. So then it should rebuild. Yep, it should rebuild like that. If I reload it. Nice. Okay, so we have our image, but now we need to obviously crop it. So let's do class equals profile picture. And we'll go to style.css. Profile picture border radius was 50. How do you make it perfectly square? I think it's like 50%. Yeah, like that. And then we'll want to center this on the page, obviously. We'll also want to make it smaller. That's probably way too large. Maybe 40 pixel by 40 pixel. So we'll do width 40 pixels by height is 40 pixels. That's way too small. That's way too small. I don't know, maybe 100? Pablo, I heard you can't use it on sites. No, I think you can, but I've been using it on my blog. It seems to be working right now. We'll see, I guess, once we get this deployed, if it continues to work. Yeah, I think that's fine for now. Maybe it should be a little bigger, but probably fine for now. Now, the one piece of this, what time is this? 8:42. The one piece of this I want to talk about is the links. So the links obviously are going to be rendered out on this page as individual divs, right? So we can imagine in a future world, how long did it take for you to master Go, and how many hours a day? I'm definitely not a master of Go. I'm far from a master of Go, but I would say it took me, I dabbled a little bit in it at the beginning of the year for a little while, not a lot of time, and then uh, I've, like Pablo said, every day since November 1st, I've streamed for about 3 hours, where I've spent those 3 hours doing stuff with Go. Obviously, there's chat involved in that, you know? So, what is that? 30 hours probably? 45 hours? Let's say like 30 hours of writing Go at this point. You know, just it depends on like how much of those 3 hours were spent actually typing Go versus me running my mouth and yapping a lot. So, but I think that's the wrong question to ask. I think if you want to learn how to code, you shouldn't be worried about like how long it's going to take you and how much time. You should just start. A week of full-time work. Yeah, I'd say about a week. Yeah, that's fair, right? Because 3 hours times 15. Yeah, about 30 hours, 30, 40 hours. But I should also admit, I also have to admit too that like I'm coming from a place where I've already been writing a lot of code for a long time, right? So I have like 3 or 4 years now of writing C# or TypeScript or Python every day. So for me, picking up a new programming language is probably far less effort than somebody who's picking up their first programming language, right? So let's say you were learning Go as your first programming language. It might take you longer to get to a point where you can solve advent of code problems. Yeah, exactly what Paula said. I've already been writing code in a very similar style of languages, so it's not really. I don't think it's necessarily a fair comparison if you're trying to compare your timeline to my timeline. Let's remove this, and let's put a div here. And we're going to call this my links container, because everything's a container. From the ground up, you'd have to learn so many concepts like scopes, iterations, statements, variables. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of concepts that are transferable. Yep. So if you were starting from scratch, it probably would be a little bit more of a heady undertaking. And then let's just say we have a div here. I'm just going to put a bunch of placeholder stuff. So we'll say href is just going to be a hashtag link1. Because that's not confusing at all. A links container and a link container. Listen, naming things is hard, okay? Let's put like 5 links in there. And let's alt-tab back here. Okay, so this actually, now that I think about this should probably be a list. This should probably be a UL. That's probably the proper for using a semantic HTML. This list, though, I think this list right here, this should be dynamically sourced, right? So that way, if I want to change the links or change the orders, I don't have to redeploy my application. I can just edit some file. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to have a JSON file that's publicly accessible, like posted on like my share site or something, where I will grab the links from, and then before rendering the page. This will also allow me to get some experience with Go making an HTTP call and handling JSON. How do you parse JSON into Go code? So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna have a JSON file that I can grab from. There is a for each and mustache. Oh, there is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so that's probably what I'll do. So I'll probably source an array of links from an external file, and then I'll render them into my template. Li is the way to go. Also wrap it in a nav. Ah, yes, because it is for navigational purposes. If we're trying to stick with semantic conventions. So how do I want to do that? So the question is, how do I want to have that JSON be structured? Let me see. Do I have WinSCP on here? Yeah, I do. So what I'm thinking is we will go into my share site. Okay, so let's create a new JSON file. Hey, what's up, 199? Appreciate you coming back. Once you learn DBs with Go, I think so. Yeah, I think I want to learn how to interact with the DB. At the very least, interact with the SQLite database. But I don't want to have to update a SQLite database to display new links, you know? I think I just want to be able to edit a JSON file somewhere and just have the links update. Because if I have to edit a SQLite database, then I have to SSH into something and, like, you know what I mean? Insert or update the row in the database. I mean, I could build like an admin, but then I have to, like, I could build like an admin panel for the link site, but then I have to get into authorization, right? And authentication, which may be a good future iteration. Maybe that's like iteration 2 or iteration 3. But I think just to start with, we'll just get them from a JSON file to start with. So let's go Notepad, OneDrive, desktop, links.json. This doesn't exist, so let's create it. And we will just add an array of links. And to start with, let's just say it has a link, or let's just say it has a link, and it has some text. Like that. We'll save that. And then I'm gonna put that on my share site real quick. I'll probably go for another 8-ish minutes, guys, and then I think I'm gonna hop and go upstairs and hang out with the family since I started so late today. We'll call it a little earlier than normal. I mean, 3 hours is pretty typical for me. 2.5 to 3 hours. That's there now. So let's save that. So theoretically, I should be able to go to Waffles. No, don't leave. I'd love to stay, but also I always feel kind of bad, like ignoring the family, so to speak. I know they don't think I'm ignoring them, or I hope they don't think I'm ignoring them, but so if I go to links.json, yeah. So this is the file that I'm going to request from my Go application. This is just a publicly accessible file. There's nothing sensitive in this this file. This would be the same information that would be displayed on the page. We're just getting it from a structured external source so that it's not in our application. And then I'll be able to edit it as well. You leaving, Lamp? Have a good day, Lamp. Finally finished my books chapter on classes. Took my time to drill it, but want to run through a few more complicated exercises to be 100% sure. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations on finishing your chapter. That's awesome. Pablo, fetch it with JavaScript client side. We could do that. We could do that. Although I'm then your Go just serves some static files. Yeah, we could do that, but I feel like it would be good to know how to get it from this, because I don't know how to do that. Right? Like I already know how to fetch it from JavaScript, but I don't know how to fetch it in Go. Right? So I would like in my handler here, we need to do fetch links JSON file from share site. So this would be, we're going to fetch it from this URL. Because I should be able to update that file from my phone. Let me try that really quick. I don't imagine I'll edit these links too often, but if I want to edit them, I don't want to have to redeploy the whole site just to... Let's see. Network storage. Share. Excuse me. Hello? See if this works. I'm kidding. You won't learn anything with client-side work. Yeah, I know. I won't learn. That's the thing. I won't learn anything unless you go with Go compiled to WASM. That's kind of an interesting idea. I'm not sure what Go's WASM story is. Like, does Go have good compatibility with WASM? Does anybody know? I've not actually looked into it, but that would actually be kind of cool. Oh, I have to save it. Oh no, that's not what that's not at all what I want. So how do I edit this from my phone? Crap. This isn't what I want. I might have to figure this out another time. I might have to figure out how do I update the file. Because I'd like to be able to update this file on the go, you know? Don't necessarily want to have to be at my computer. Anybody know of any good FTP editors for... JSON. I'm gonna uninstall that guy. Anyways, I'll figure that out. Everyone knows the more you talk tech, you won't leave. I'm almost about ready to wrap up. Pablo, can you host it on GitHub and auto deploy on changes? Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? Like I could have it just I could just have it. I could do one of two things, couldn't I? I mean, it's really just it's really just a JSON file that's hosted remotely. But you're right. Doesn't necessarily have to be external. It could be a part of this. But I think my thought process was by having it in an external source, that would force me to figure out how do I retrieve external data? How do I fetch external data? I think that's what was my thinking was like, what's a good excuse to fetch some external data in this application? I don't know. I'll think on this. I mean, we don't have to figure it out now, but I'll think on it. All right. I think it's that time, fellas. And any girls who are here, not to misgender anybody. What do you mean by FTP editor? Well, that file I was showing right here. This is just like a share site, like um, an FTP site where I upload files that make publicly available. So I was thinking, well, is there some application I can get on my phone that would allow me to edit this file from my phone? Kind of like WinSCP, but for your phone. That's what I was thinking. But Pablo makes a good point too. I could put the file on GitHub and make it part of my application and just deploy the application whenever I make changes to that file. But that seems unnecessary, right? Like it seems like I should be able to just save a file and not have to do a deployment. So that's why my thinking is to put the file external to the application. I love Lamp. He never read my messages after that. What did hold on. FileZilla? Oh, can you get FileZilla on your phone? I'll have to take a look at that. Pablo, Go is bad on WASM because of the large something that when a doc is entered, it takes the data from that file into a new template. Copy the JSON file from GH to server. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what I would do if I was going to include it to a strongly structured data type. And this is a good excuse to do that. So I think I'm going to continue to pursue the external source. And if it turns out to be too much of a pain, then I'll pivot. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get off stream. I'm gonna go see my family and hang out with them. But I'm also gonna figure out how the heck I get my stream PC fixed, so that tomorrow I can start my stream on time. 6-7. If you're still here, have a good day, man. Ashik, I hope you have a good day. I love Lamp. Appreciate you. Thanks for offering a suggestion on a good FTP editor. Appreciate that. Pablo, thanks for all your support and help, man. I appreciate you so much. And Allie the A, obviously Allie the A is here. I'm leaving Allie the AI, but good to see you again. All right, chat. Normal wrap up. So first and foremost, if you want to interact with me or anybody in chat outside of the stream, the best place for that is Discord. I'll post that link in the chat there. As far as housekeeping schedule-wise, if you're new here and you don't know, and you're wondering when is this guy usually streaming, I typically stream between 4:15 a.m. Central Standard Time and 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'll drop that schedule in the chat as well. So if you see me live, obviously stop in, say hello. I'd love to hear from you. I usually sometimes will go a little longer on the weekends, like today. Today, actually, I've gone longer because I started the stream late, but that's typically our schedule. I don't think I have any other updates. We're going to keep doing more of this. We're going to solve some more problems in Advent of Code with Go. We're going to get this link site built and deployed and just keep on keeping on. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, keeping me company. I hope you're enjoying the channel. And with that, I'll leave you guys. If it's Sunday, I hope you're having a great Sunday. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. If it's already Monday for you, because time zones are weird, have a good Monday, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya, Sheik. See ya, Pablo. See ya, Jordan. See ya, Lamp. See ya, Ali the AI. Bye, chat. Bye, guys. Bye. See y'all. Appreciate you guys.